Hello everybody, thanks for tuning into Skern Station. This PvE Fire Mage Guide for patch 8.3 will show the most important things you need to know to be the best pyromaniac on Azeroth. In this video we will go through the strengths and weaknesses, the recommended builds and talents, the top Azeroth traits as well as the stat priority, the best essences that you should use, the best corruption effects as well as the combat rotation. Before we start, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more guides and gaming videos on this channel. Without further ado, let's start with the strengths and weaknesses. Fire mages are in an extraordinary position at the moment. They do excellent cleave damage and they shine at fights where you have to fight multiple enemies cluttered up in one spot. Like all mage specializations, fire mages have a great mobility and lose very little DPS when they have to move. Additionally, they have a great execute DPS if you set the talents accordingly. The only notable weaknesses at the moment is that you have no large-scale AoE or multi-dot. If the monsters are not close together, you will lose DPS. And the other one is that you require the Megagon wrists to be on top of the DPS meter. Now let's continue with the talents. In the first row, it is recommended to pick Searing Touch. This will give you your excellent execute. Every Scorch will deal 150% more damage and will critical strike. This is great because you can generate hot streaks and cast consistently instant pyroblasts while finishing off bosses. In the second row, it is almost mandatory to pick Shimmer. It will replace your blink and allow you to teleport while casting, making you even more mobile. Pick Incanter's Flow on the third row. The two other options are not really recommendable at the moment. Concerning the fourth row, you can have two options depending on the content you're going to play or your personal preference. Pick Flame On if you're going to raid or you want to keep things simple. Choose Phoenix Flames if you want to do more AoE damage in Mythic Plus and you want another active ability in your rotation. Pick Frenetic Speed in row 5. It is quite good and synergizes well with Searing Touch. In the sixth row, you can pick either Conflagration to boost your single target DPS, which is recommended, or Living Bomb if you want to increase your multi-target damage. The last talent that you should pick is Pyroclasm. It is the best option in my opinion. Alternatively, you could also pick Meteor in this row. These were the recommended talents. Feel free to share with us your opinion and your own talent builds in the comments. Now we can continue with the Azeroth armor traits for the first two outer rings. In this overview, you see the DPS per second for 1, 2 or 3 stacked Azeroth traits. Green is if you have only one trait, white if you have 2 Azeroth armor pieces with the same trait, and blue if you have all 3 Azeroth armor pieces with the same trait. Blaster Master is the strongest for the two outer rings and currently the optimum. In the second graph you see that Overwhelming Power is the best trait for the tier 2 ring. Overall, Azeroth traits are very important and you should keep these two graphs in mind when you receive new Azeroth gear. In this section I would like to highlight again that you require the Hyper Thread wrist wraps from King Mechagon if you want to play your Fire Mage at its fullest potential. Let's proceed with the stat priority for fire mages. To boost your single target damage, the stat priority is as follows: Haste, Versatility, Mastery, and Critical Strike. In the case that you want to boost your AoE damage instead, you will want Mastery first, then Haste, Versatility, and Critical Strike. Keep that in mind when getting new gear. Essences are also a key part that you require to do good damage. I recommend to pick for fire mages Memory of Lucid Dreams as your major essence. Concerning your minor essences, you should always be picking Breath of the Dying and Focusing Iris. World Vein Resonance is a good third option if you have more people in your group or raid using this essence. Alternatively, you could use the PvP essence Conflict and Strife. If you don't want to pick these two minor essences, then Crucible of Flame is also a good single target alternative. With patch 8.3, Blizzard introduced corruption effects. Masterful is the best overall corruption effect for fire mages. It is important to note that you have to have 2 or 3 Blaster Master Azeroth traits to benefit the most from this effect. Gushing Wound is also a very good corruption effect worth mentioning here. Unfortunately, it is quite random what effects you get from your loot. Feel free to share with us in the comments if you recommend other corruption effects for fire mages. Now that we know all the important stuff concerning fire mages, let's proceed with the combat rotation with Phoenix Flames. First, we will start with the generation of hot streaks. Hot streaks are crucial for fire mages because they allow you to instant cast pyroblasts or flame strikes. Additionally, the ignite damage will be doubled. You will receive a hot streak when you hit 2 consecutive times with a critical strike an enemy. Before the combat starts, you can pre-cast Pyroblast 4 seconds before the pull. If that Pyroblast crits, you can use Fireblast to get your first hot streak. In case that Pyroblast didn't crit, cast Fireballs and Fireblast to get a hot streak. If the enemy is below 30% health, use Scorch twice to get your hot streak. Now that you have generated your first hot streak, it's time to start casting Fireball. As soon as the Fireball starts flying, send out the instant Pyroblast so that the Fireball and the Pyroblast hit the enemy almost at the same time. With luck, you will get a hot streak immediately after, and you can repeat Fireball and instant Pyroblast right away. Now that you know how to generate and use hot streaks, it is critical to know how to use combustion. This cooldown should be used whenever possible. Try having hot streak 2 consecutive crits before activating combustion. If possible, enter combustion with all fire blasts and all phoenix charges available and cast Memory of Lucid Dreams just before using combustion. Cast instant Pyroblast to consume the hot streak and cast a Fireblast before the Pyroblast hits the enemy. Repeat this chain of Pyroblast and Fireblast until you run out of Fireblasts. Use here your Mechagon Hyper Threat Wrist Wrap to be able to continue doing this 2 more times, Pyroblast and Fireblasting. Then you can use instant Pyroblast and Phoenix until you run out of your Phoenix charges. Use that Phoenix combination efficiently to maximize your instant Pyroblast output while combustion. If you have to cast something during combustion, it is recommendable to cast Scorch. The most important thing that you should remember is to cast as many instant Pyroblasts during combustion as possible. With practice and time, you will get better. Last but not least, I want to mention that it is not recommendable to use Flame Strike instant casts while you are in combustion. The instant cast Flame Strikes should only be used if you're targeting more than 5 targets. Concerning the Pyroclasm usage, when Pyroclasm procs, you can hard cast a Pyroblast, which will hit extremely hard the enemy. Try fitting the Pyroblast hardcast into your rotation without sacrificing the combustion usage. Don't hardcast any Pyroblasts during combustion. So people, I hope you enjoyed this video and it helps you in becoming a better fire mage. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. See you next time.